Well, hello everyone. I thought I would follow up on the previous little video, and this will be the last one because the next step, of course, hopefully, will be out hawking, and I can't very well do that very well, when you're out hawking and trying to film with a handheld video camera. So, unfortunately, I have to forego that. But I did want to follow up, and first of all, I wanted to say, some of you may have been wondering, why didn't Bill have a transmitter on that bird? And that's a fair question. So let me just tell you why. I really didn't know for sure if that bird was going to return to me. So I didn't want to be doubly disappointed, disappointed in losing the bird and then disappointed in losing, a transmitter. So that's why there was no transmitter on the hawk. Not recommending it, I'm just telling you why. Okay, so let's see. I want to, in this particular video, like I say, this being the last one, I wanted to take you out and show you the views I've kind of thrown together here, constructed for this hawk. Not because, I want to emphasize this, not because it's just elaborate setup. It's not. It absolutely is not. In fact, it's rather crude. But it might give people some ideas. People that find themselves in my situation, which I'll explain here in a moment, some ideas on how to house a wild-caught hawk. And that's the only reason I'm doing it. So in preparation, though, let me just give you a little background. I have never tethered a hawk in the Muse, never. And then at the very beginning, I didn't do it because I just thought, I thought it was kind of unfair, or however you want to look at it, where you tether a wild-caught hawk and in a Muse, it can't fly, and it just keeps baiting. And particularly if it can see out, to me, that just didn't settle well with me, and still doesn't. And so I didn't do it for that reason. But then as years went on, I learned that people who had done that, at least some people, I should say, had suffered, their birds had suffered injury. And a lot of that was tarsus, injury to the tarsus, and some a couple of broken bones. I remember one guy. This has been years ago now. He had a porch, and it was an open porch on his house, and he decided that he had a freshly trapped red tail, and he decided that he was going to tether the bird out on the porch. And I forget his reasoning now, to be honest. It's been too long ago. So he did. And sure enough, the bird broke its leg. So, and maybe this is the exception instead of the rule. I won't deny that. But it's just a risk that I think is not worth taking. So I've never done it. Now, there's a price you pay, though, for not tethering your and that is that with these wild-caught hawks, you have to kind of acclimate them, if you will, to the Muse. So, and if you've got a flight pin or a flight pin attached to it, then it becomes even a bit more problematic, because you have to kind of you have to reduce their visibility initially, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And so, it takes a little work, as you'll see when we go out and look at this this Muse. Now, let me again preface what you're about to see by telling you that when I first built it, you guys are familiar with how I probably should give you a little more history. This is going on. I don't want to bore you, but let me just tell you that I got this idea of a flight pin from Harry McElroy many years ago. He had one, and I saw that he'd built, and it was. I really liked it. You know, it was a long one. As I recall, it was about 20 feet long, and it was enclosed. He left the top open, but it was enclosed, and it worked well. And I like the idea of giving the birds, you know, some more freedom, fly around and whatnot. And so ever since then, I've been doing it. You know, I've tried various ways and whatnot, but I've always had some sort of flight pin. So with this one, but I kind of have settled on, as you guys know if you watch my videos, the fencing. You know, the 8-foot fencing, fencing, wood fencing, and that's worked out pretty good. And that's what I did here. I had that same sort of setup. But after I got it up, this was last spring, and after I got it up, I noticed it was getting quite hot in the Muse. And by that I mean it got up to like 120 degrees. And I thought, whoa, there's no way I'm going to put a bird in that. So now I'm at the fencing, and I used a dog run, and you know, you'll see what I've had to do in order to, as I say, reduce visibility and to acclimate this bird to the Muse. By the way, speaking of acclimation, I've decided that I'm going to, at Harry's suggestion, I'm going to, excuse me, I'm going to fly it on the Creoles for a little while longer, kind of build up a little better relationship, you know, coming to the fist and whatnot. I don't know, you know, so I'm gonna do that a little while. But I started to introduce it to the Muse at the same time. And last night I took the bird out after dark, unhooded it, or I mean, she was unhooded, I guess. Well, anyway, I left her in the Muse unhooded overnight, and then what I do is I kind of gradually introduce them to it. So like this morning, being her first morning, you know, waking up out there in the Muse, I went out like an hour after sunrise and got her. And then, you know, what I do is I extend that, maybe 2 hours, and then, you know, who knows, until she's staying in there all day, or most of the day, or whatever. And but when I went out to get her, like I say, this was about an hour after sunrise. Boy, she had totally reverted. I mean, it was like, who the hell are you? So I don't know, folks, how well this is gonna go, but you know, it's the only game in town now, so I'm gonna play it out. We'll see how things go. All right, well, let's go out and take a look at this Muse. Okay, so here it is in all its glory. That's the front of it anyway. And I'll get up closer here in a minute, but as you can see, I've got the front window locked off there as well. And it's 2-layered, as I indicated. So I'll take one layer at a time off until eventually, you know, and the window will be open. Let me get over here and show you the what I did or have done or something. I don't know how well you can see this, but I don't know. Let me see. Let me get over here. Can't get any further away. It's pretty self-explanable, you know. This, I think, I just used the ties, as you can see there, I guess. Let me get over this way. Ties to secure the netting to the dog run. Nothing unusual there. I think you can pretty well see that. Let me get over on this other side, and you can take a look at it over here. I don't think there's anything that you can't figure out. All right, let's go inside. So here's the inside, best as I can show it. There's the perches and then whatnot. There's the old camera. I strongly recommend one of those cameras if you can see it up there. It's really helpful to see, you know, what the new bird in the Muse is doing, and those cameras will allow you to do that. And it's particularly important to if you have a Cooper's. So you know, I wouldn't go without one without a Cooper's. And let's see, let me get back here. This is the fencing, or whatever you want to call it, dog run type deal. It's you know, I'd like to see it a little bit longer, to be honest with you, with a red tail, but I didn't plan on putting a red tail in here. I planned on putting a Cooper's hawk, but that didn't work out. So I would have, for a red tail, I would have added another 5. Let's see, these are 5 feet in length. I would add I had another 5 foot and take it out to 10. Give it a little more room, which, as I say, I think is you know, it's important. Let's see, so I guess that's it. It's, you know, you're nothing real exciting here, but I did want you to see it. You can see where you can see where, if you look down at the bottom, you'll see one, just a single shade. And then I only had enough to go, you know, I couldn't go all the way to the bottom on the second one. But if you go up, you can see how much more it blocks out. And that's what I wanted. And of course, I got it going through across the top the same way. You know, it's pretty fairly dense. Here's the other side, and then there's the bottom down there, so you can see the difference. So I really needed that second covering. So I guess that's it. I better let you go. This thing's gotten long enough as it is. But before I go, I want to sincerely wish everyone out there a happy holidays. I hope they're real enjoyable and you have a good time. So I'll see you down when. Bye.